want to talk about something very important, because I have sent this to them 9 months ago. 9 exact months ago. I'm going to provide pictures of this same exact issue. So where the hell am I? And why am I a squirrel? This is an alternate account that I had gotten for the sake of seeing how a new player would work when registering today, as well as a couple of other more private reasons, which I prefer not to disclose. To give context, this game has decided, because of the recent situation that shall not be named, but I'm pretty sure you all know what it is, I really shouldn't have to mention it. Because of this, they have given everyone a free mission for a week in this place called Adventure Park, where you perform fetch quests to obtain items and win prizes and stuff. It's literally Fetch Quest Simulator, it's really nothing else but. Up the top, you have a limited amount of digs, and there are spots where you can dig in. When you dig a spot, you use up a dig, and then you can either buy more or wait until the next day to receive 10 free, so then you can continue the quest. This quest is Deep Water Dilemma, and it is obtained by adopting a chimpanzee or buying the quest normally. For $10, the chimpanzee will likely be around the same amount, or if you're buying a plush of it from another store, the amount is likely higher. Why this is a concern is there is a badge in My Badges, and I specifically picked this account because I'd already gotten it on my main account because I had also experienced this issue on my main account, is, let me scroll down to it, okay, yeah, it's this specific badge. I somehow seem to have, they had done another one, but if I'll show you a picture of a point where on my main account I did not have it. The point of this is to dig up every spot while on a pet-specific quest. This quest was unlocked by adopting a chimpanzee, as the side now shows. See, over here, chimpanzee. So if you adopt this guy, even if you don't buy the backpack, it will just automatically grant you a backpack of this particular quest if you adopt this guy, which is available in the e-store for $10. There is a badge for dig up every spot while on a pet specific quest. I have it on this. I had forgotten I did, but watch as I go in here. There are 2 spots that are completely unable to be dug up. Now, anyone experienced with games like I have, even just playing the things, will understand exactly the problem here. Even on a fundamental level, which several people I've talked to seem completely unable to distinguish in this community, is there are 2 spots right here. I'm clicking on them with the mouse, and this rock here is overriding their collision. So think of a little box around this rock. This little box determines if this rock is solid. This is why I can't walk right into the rock. It's therefore what us gamey people would think of as collision, because you can't go into it. The same applies here. You can't walk off into the background here because it's not considered an area of an area you can walk to. This tile you can. This tile you can. And the strangest thing is that you can, for some strange reason, for a moment there, you can walk on top of this pile here, but you can't dig it up. I'm clicking on them. You can't dig them up. I had experienced this issue before because last year, August 2019, in August of 2019, I had obtained an ability to obtain a large number of them from a nearby toy store which had a large stock of the things for several years, which no one had really known about, and therefore I just decided, hey, you know what, let's just try and get them. Their website wasn't updated and had the chimpanzee there for purchase, but when I went through their site to tell them I wanted this, and this, they came back with at least 5 of them were out of stock and had not been updated. So I had just ended up tracking the rest down because, well, that's just stupid. You should have updated your website if you knew they were out of stock to begin with. Don't just expect that nobody is going to look at it in the future. So then when I adopt the chimpanzee, finally, after forwarding it through Amazon and a postal shipper, I go through the quest, dig up every spot. There's normally about 20 lining this entire room, and that's why I have 3 left. And then I come to these 2. Even if I completed all the other parts of the quest, these 2 would not be able to be dug up because of this rock on the way. And I have sent them images and detailed explanations to the customer support team of this very situation with this very explanation in mind. Meanwhile, the entire community will go on tirade saying, oh yeah, this quest is completely 100% fine. And sure, completing it and getting the waterfall in the corner is completely and 100% fine. But I wasn't getting that. I was getting the mission done with the waterfall and this badge. Let it load again. Where is it? There it is. Which at the time, I did not have. And I'm going to have a picture of that right on the screen. There you go. Here you go. The first time I sent them the customer service email of this, they just automatically completed the quest without awarding me the badge, and that's how I got that image in the first place, because I had checked if they had given me the badge, which I was aiming for in the first place, because my modus operandi, I guess, was get the pet, get the quest, get the badge, get the mission. Done. 4 things in one go, because otherwise doing more would have cost more money. And I think, as a company, that is extremely sleazy of GANs to do. Never mind the rest of the site's questionable offerings. This is what I mean when I say that this game is really hard for me to talk about these days, because the only types of people that are on the site are the types of people who will unquestioningly accept anything thrown in their face, even if it is bad. See, look, I can walk right on top of this tile and I can't dig it. Of course you can't dig a tile when you're on top of it, but I literally cannot, for any reason, dig up this spot. It is a diggable spot. Watch, I can go to another part of the quest and show you a spot that can be dug. I'm pretty sure there are more dig spots in this, and you got some water. That's it. It gets salty at the end by digging up this stuff. So I'm pretty sure there will be a dig spot. I won't dig up too much, just show you that it is a dig spot the same amount of the other ones. So this is a quite gameplay of how this part works. It's easy just playing this, which you try to say times you want to lose, so it's all good. I'm actually 4 there, so. We got this where they try to block you, essentially. No, I think. Doesn't block him. There we go. Okay, back out. Just gonna everything out. So now back here, do all this again. I'm pretty sure it is a dig spot thing in this session. It's quite simple. If not, I can do a video of a square. So this is the time I asked me to not touch the the version of 9 months trying to fix it, which they were. They had some spots here, and I'm still investigating every time I tested the emails, but they didn't actually fix it. This is essentially gameplay of this thing. You challenge 2 random games to win, you date and you find people like this.
actually done more of these. There's ones that you use, of course. I can't load any of them. I've got an quest which is for free. One was while I was testing on my main account. So, also ones like this, which is not hard.
Okay, yeah, I can't. I will show you with a different one what digging is. I also want to make it clear that I'm also going to send this video to customer support as well, even though I'm also going to make this public so that anyone can hear this, because I'm getting sick of people just blindly accepting anything, so yeah. Here's another account I have which I can use to show you how digging works.
So, let's start quest. I'm only going to get to these bosses before you see how the quest ends, so. Instead of just go find the NPC on the two quests, instead of just clicking on the mermaid you're looking for.
So now she's asking us to go over and dig. Remember, I had originally done this quest for the badge. I don't remember if I have it on this account either. I do. Okay. There was another one they'd given out several months ago that was actually able to be completed. I had no idea that that was possible on my main though, because I was very, very dumb. But we're essentially only going to go until I can show you how digging works. See now how there's a million of these, and if I go over them there's a shovel indicator, but I can do it even if there isn't one. Is there a good one where I can actually do that? See there how the shovel indicator didn't appear immediately, yet it was still able to be dug, and it used up one of my digs up here. That's how these work. So, yeah. CS shouldn't need to know about that. They're the ones who should at least know, but after 9 months, it seems most people can forget anything that happened. So, let me go back to the account that was kind of stuck. So we're back, and now I'm going to give to you the details. So, here's the story of how this works. You start an account, you do any account, whatever, it can be free, full, whatever, in the next week, and you will get this quest for free. The only ways you would have been able to obtain this quest otherwise are buying the quest by itself for about $10, in the in-game store, which I will give you a rundown of. It's in Fun Stuff, and it is Adventures with a Backpack. It's the dark blue one. This one is the mission that we are on at the moment. So roughly the amount of points that you would need to get it, which let me go and show you that right now. Considering that it was 7,000 points, this would mean that you would need to get 2 of these or 1 of these, which is $10. That's $10 just for the quest. You could also, for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure, this is also on their store on the GanzyStore.com. I'm not plugging really. I'm just saying this is how you do it. Just gotta scroll to it. You can also adopt this guy, and you will get the backpack for free in your dock, no, free of charge. Since it comes with him for whatever reason. That's why he's holding it in the promotion, because if you had adopted one of these, you would get it for free, which requires $10. So, in essence, I wasn't trying to go to the W shop. In essence, getting this badge, where is it? Here, costs $10. That in itself wouldn't be a problem if we weren't dealing with stuff like this, where it is clear that they did not test this to see if the possibility was even there to obtain this in all of the quests, never mind this one, because I have 3 digs left. You can obviously purchase more for like around $5. however, you get 10 each day for free. This is not done by logging in and out, as I have demonstrated in this video. I have logged out in and out about 3 different times. This is not an issue with something temporary that failed to load for a second. I am still clicking on these spots, attempting to dig with these digs, and they are not going. I really shouldn't have to show you the plainly conspicuous. A little bit sad that after 9 months, they have completely ignored me, left my account, my main account, completely unable to progress in Adventure Park ever again because of the fact that they had to hack it to even look at it, which they refused to fix. And yet here they are, handing this particular quest out to everybody for free in the middle of this situation. You tell me how that isn't sleazy in a little bit of a way. Because normally, you would have to purchase $10 for this, and you would have no idea that it's broken if you were attempting to get the badge like I was. Which, again, I will show is right here. It is literally... I had to close this window because it overlays everything. It is literally equal to everything else as my badges, and if you were attempting to obtain it, it's impossible. Because these count as dig spots and they are unable to be dug up. When I sent the email to customer support originally, they just cleared the quest so I could get the waterfall. That is not what I wanted. I sent them a repeat email after this. They then asked for my account, and then I gave them my account details. When they went in afterwards, because I didn't touch Adventure Park because I was under the assumption that they were actually doing something, I had seen that they had dug up several of the spots, including the spots that couldn't have been dug up, and they were still repeatedly saying for until November when I gave up, because I was under the presumption then that they were just not doing anything, which I was right, wasn't I? Where they would just say, we're still looking into it. I want to make something clear. This site updated its framework and general code stuffs in 2015 to webkinz X. That's why a lot of the assets are all bigger and different now, because they're using a newer version of the code. So, because of that, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do not have the code for this anymore, or if it's unable to actually be updated because of the fact that it's old. But then don't label it as being able to be obtained. The description for the badge, which is in the new code by the way, because it overlays everything else. Notice the layering of this, how the window for the old code is behind these and this. So that's how this works. You should not put this quest on an equal footing to the rest of this. This game suffers from a lack of testing in other areas also. There are times where this heart here, they will ask you to do any number of things. Let me go to the store. They will ask you to do any number of things to raise this heart, which can be cooked, they don't actually, I've ever asked, oh wait, no they do. They can ask you to cook things, they can ask to be washed, they can ask to exercise for a bit, they can ask to do quite literally any of these things except playing. I've never seen them ever request to play a specific game of these particular types. I've seen them ask, let's go play something in the arcade, but they never asked to play anything in this particular category, so I don't really know why this is here. But all the rest, I have seen them ask. And something to note is something they will also ask is, let's go to work. The work office is only open once every 9 or something hours. They can ask to want to work within that 9-hour period. As a deluxe member, you can have another job to do if you so want, but they can still ask the question even if you have completed both jobs. This game suffers from an extreme lack of testing, and on the other side, the consumers' complete willingness to just accept anything that is thrown their way. Because no one seems to be questioning this at all. No one. Not a single soul on any discussion platform I have seen. Yeah, any random schmuck, any random person could see this $10 mission, pick it, will want to complete it for the badge, like I did. I had no knowledge that this quest was broken when I got it free with my chimpy. And yet here we are, with this image at our disposal. I have it now because I had adopted a different pet who, oh my god, which one is it? This one. I had adopted a different pet which unlocked this one, and then after I had completed that, then that was when I obtained the badge. But I had no idea that this one was broken initially. No one will. It is on equal footing with all of the rest of them here. You cannot, under any circumstance, expect people to have any idea that this one doesn't work towards completing the quest like it has been advertised within your game. Now, granted, this isn't going to take me off the entire game forever. I play the game for completely different reasons than just Adventure Park, because Adventure Park, let's be honest, is kind of... I'll let you decide what my thoughts are on it, but this is unacceptable. There are a lot of other things I do. This game even has loot boxes, but I haven't even bought a single one of them. Hey! So, yeah. It's kind of crap. Very crap. And I would like more people to talk about it. At least share it around people in some places. There are some videos that I didn't really want to make because I was too harsh on the game and the people. So therefore I didn't really want to put them out. But this is unacceptable. I spent 9 months waiting while they harassed my account at around 10 p.m. to like 5 a.m. random intervals, logging me out of my account at random intervals for 9 months, only for it to not be fixed. That is a disgrace. It's the whole browser, so I just want to get used to it. I want to use a better one while I'm on a big account, because I have a feeling that the small browser isn't going to be able to handle my massive account full of everything in it. So we're going to go through, we're going to find my chimpanzee, we're going to verify, the search is broken by that, by the way. This is Chimpy, this is the guy I adopted. When I adopted him was the 23rd of August 2019. I'm just gonna censor out the everything else, and you're not gonna see that. I mean, I really don't care if you do know, but I really couldn't care less. Anyway, this is Chimpy. He unlocks the quest. He unlocked it all the way back in August. This is why I've given him one of these free things when they were giving that out, because, well, that just makes sense. He's an Adventure Park pet. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up on the side here when it flips around to that again. But this is what they did. They asked me for access to my account, which I gave them because they're the people who are behind the game, so they should have... I mean, I don't know why they don't just make a test account and go in and see it for themselves if they're that insistent on not believing me. Now I want to show them and you something very, very important. I've played video games before. When I had first got on this website, I'd only played an extreme few of them, but nowadays I'm very, very observant, to the point that some people might question if I'm superhuman or not. Now, there's a lot of other people in here because they've just gotten the quest and therefore they want to play it themselves. But here's the thing. I can't get underwater with this account anymore. I'm still on part 4 of the quest, but random objects around this thing are glowing, and I am not the one who did that. That's the customer support team. If I click them, I believe I'm going to get some portion of a map or something, even though I'm supposed to be digging for this. And of course, I've still got the prompt that she wants to talk to me underwater, but if I go over to the place where you're supposed to go underwater, and apparently I'm still able to collect stones, even though that's for a completely different mission, by the way. Yet, despite, you know, that's for a completely different mission, if we look at our active quest lists, this is the only quest that is there, and this is the only quest that I'm currently doing. I don't have any mini quests, and there's nothing else in here, so I don't know why the hell that I'm suddenly tasked with collecting stones and bushes, despite that this is not part of the quest whatsoever at all. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. This is something they did to me. Yeah, by the way, this is what pet requests are. They will ask you randomly to do anything. I've already done wishing well for today. Okay, I'm back here, and everyone just sped up. Okay, so I'm at part 4 of the quest, and normally you would be able to access the underwater at this point, as you have seen on my other accounts where I have been able to access the underwater bit, but I can't access underwater. There is also no part of this quest where you are asked to collect stones. Ever. Because you're underwater for literally the entire portion of the quest. After you give the scroll to the mermaid. Sarah. This is everything that customer support did. What I did when I checked back then to see if they had done anything was I had just gone underwater, gone to the area, seen how many digs there were, and then I logged out. That's it. That's all I did. I didn't dig anything. All I did was walk. Walking does nothing except advance your position, which is something that a lot of people playing the game would have no idea even is a thing. They would think that walking would even change something in the environment around you, which in a lot of other games it would, but this? No. No. You'd be hard-pressed to do anything. But essentially, I can't do anything in this. I have the badge now because I had adopted a different pet later on. But not a lot of people will be that, easygoing with this sort of thing. I have more badges available to get because of my account's age, therefore they're all, like, in different positions and all that. That's why mine is down here. But it's the same thing. I have gotten it now, but I still have a picture of when I didn't have it, so there you go. Yeah, he's gonna ask for pet requests all day, and I'm just, yeah. And we're back to this game. Yeah, she's still asking me to come to her, even though it's completely impossible to go underwater. I can even go right up to the spot. I can walk right on it to show you that I can't literally go underwater anymore. Other people can because they have the permitted access, but I don't. I literally can't actually do anything. Also, I can't talk to her to unlock it for any reason or whatsoever. This wouldn't be the first time they've done something without actually checking. And if it actually is a bug, that is actually a big problem. Several features were removed from the site, sure, I mean that as well, but I more mean stuff like what's going on with the clubhouse. Actually, I can show it because it's morning, very early morning, like I'm staying up very late at night sort of thing. Yeah! Hey kids, you want to know where you can socialize in this game? Aside from Adventure Park, where there are other users going around and all you can say is preset things, because in 2005 we were concerned about kids' privacy too much. Let's chill with the monkey before. Oh, okay. Alright. This game's got plenty of bad crap about it. That doesn't make it not bad. That doesn't make it, okay. I also want to show this to everybody. My account... Okay, I have to go home for this, or I have to go somewhere else, actually. I'm going to go to the arcade, because they're not going to let me switch pets here, because that's just a general function of the area. My account has been around since 2008. Okay? Let me make that very clear. So, I know a lot about this website. Probably more than one person should know about this website. So, don't think I'm very dumb when I'm about to explain what's going to happen here in a moment. The padlock over the Kinz Chat Plus door. There are two versions of chatting in this game. The automated chat, which is what we saw in Adventure Park, which is essentially just three very limited selections of being able to speak to other people. It's to the point that no one, when they play the game nowadays, actually even uses these communication features, because I never see a single person even touch these prompts. Not a single person. The only time people are walking into the clubhouse is because of event rooms like these, where you get a free item and then you leave. And even then, no one communicates, because the communication in this game is that bad. In that regard, Club Penguin outshines Webkinz in every single way otherwise, aside from the ability to having whatever pet you want instead of just penguins. In communication, solely communication, Club Penguin, for the years that it lived, I know there are fan recreations, but for the official one, the years that it lived, it outshined this in basically every regard. Also, it's begging me to... I can show this right now. I'm gonna cut, because he's gonna bug me for 2 minutes. This is... I will come back to this, but this is also broken. If I do not complete this, a little bit of his happiness will go down and this will not go up. It is impossible to clear, and there is no way to stop it unless you switch to another pet. And in that case, the happiness will still go down. It's very easy to put back up, and you can wait for another quest, but the fact that they even ask this is stupid. I was anticipating getting this particular request. So here you go. Here's proof that Webkinz themselves do not test their game, because they do not understand the idea that every single possibility must reach its conclusion. Or at least, everything that should be obtainable or completed should at least be able to be. No one actually thinks of those words in this development team. Should be able to be completed or obtained. No one ever thinks of those words. I still have 50 minutes I'm not deluxe, so I can't do the second job, but even if I were deluxe and had done the second job, he would still be able to ask this. Even if completing any job was impossible. So it's not a plug for deluxe, because it happens even when you are deluxe and you have done both jobs. So there's your proof right there that they do not test anything in this game. I'm going to let the timer run out. Now, back to my previous point, which is going to be my last point of this video. The communication in this game was terrible, and this is why I am very suspicious when people compare this to Club Penguin, because they are nothing alike. The room failed to load. This is why I'm very suspicious when people compared this game to Club Penguin, because the only thing they have in common is that they both have hubs of communication, and both are about animals that you use as your avatars. That's about the length of, see what I mean? That's about the length of the extent of communication that this game offered at any point. There is not a single person I have seen as outside of extreme instances like this where they will use the communication prompts, because let me tell you, no one speaks like this. Let me give you, these are the things that you can say. You are literally designated these. You cannot speak in any casual language at all. And if people don't get a response, they'll just leave, because they know that other people also know that this communication system is so awful that nobody really wants to use it. I'm not going to go through everything, but I think you get the gist, that these are not communication skills. No one wants to be using a communication system like that. So, instead you use KinzChat Plus, which is essentially, it works in a different way to other places. In games like Roblox, there is a filter of, or I would assume at least, there is a filter of words that you are not allowed to say. In this, it's different. You are specifically designated an entire dictionary of words you're allowed to say, the rest off limits. So there is an entire file in their file section completely dedicated to what is the dictionary for this, which gets updated every month or so once they put in new items in the game, which you can use to say what item you want in the trading room. The rooms in each one aren't the same. They used to be, but they aren't. And it's a bit weird when in the prompts here, they will sometimes say they want to go to a room that doesn't exist anymore because they got rid of it. As well as vague things like the event rooms. Yes, there are event rooms, and these appear to be the event rooms. But it's not exactly very clear, because an event room implies that there is an event going on. These are constantly events. But then so would this, because what these do is give you an item. So does this, if you click on one of the items in here. So it's not very clear at all, and people think I am unclear when I'm talking to people. So in KinzChat Plus, there are only 3 rooms now, because, I don't know, I guess they just wanted to segregate people more. There's also a schedule for this KinzChat Plus. Let me make it known that right now it's 3 AM as I'm recording this video. I'm actually going to screen cap that. And then I'm going to put it in front of the video when I'm done editing this massive whole thing. There is a schedule for KinzChat Plus, for some reason. Back when the game was active and extremely to the point where they were still adding functions to the game. See, it'll do this, which is why it's not a big deal, especially since it doesn't cost money, technically, with the work thing, but And even then, it'll sometimes not respond even when I have done a job, and the request has still been up anyway, so that's kind of crap. But like, for some reason, if I'm doing grocery clerk, I won't realize that I'm actually doing grocery clerk at the end, because I don't know, it's not a job or something. But essentially, this game, as far as I'm aware, used to shut down at like midnight to like 2 a.m. and what happens is roughly around, I live in Australia, so roughly around 4 to 6 p.m. It can be any depending on what time of the daylight saving it is, over there and over here. Depending on the daylight saving time, there will pop up an error message with nothing in it. It will just be like, I know, let's send something. So, or attempt to. I'm not actually going to send anything. So, to 1-800-WT. I'm not actually going to send anything to you, but a window will pop up like this. It won't have the icon here, but it will be blue and it will be in this, and instead of yes or no, there's just one saying okay. That's what will happen around 4 to 6 p.m. my time, which is roughly midnight, depending on what time of the daylight saving it is, in whatever time of the year it is. Around then will be when I will receive a prompt saying that, and I can't turn on the phone or go to the clubhouse, tournament arena, or the park. For whatever reason, it's completely barred from going there. I believe I'd heard someone say that it might have been a holdover from when the game used to shut down at midnight. So, it makes sense. They wouldn't have updated anything. They've updated not a lot. There's a lot of things that are still trashing around in there. But essentially, that would make sense as to why they haven't updated that. There are a lot of functions that they've left in the game that they haven't updated that just lay around for whatever reason. Like, when it's my birthday, I receive a wish token. New accounts nowadays, you can't put in a birthday, and therefore you can't receive a wish token on your birthday. Another thing that new accounts don't get is this time. Like I told you before, it's 3 a.m. right now. Yes, I'm very dumb. You can tease me all you like. The thing is, though, right now it's 2 a.m. because that's what the time is in Asia. There are 3 types of accounts: European, Asian, and American accounts. All American accounts follow the same time zone, which is EST. No matter even if you're on the Pacific or Mountain or whatever the hell it is, time zones. You will be following Eastern Standard Time, and therefore all their times on the site, whenever they do events, will be Eastern Standard Time. I'll just do this and I can shut him up, but I will explain as I'm going along. This is just some pretty game footage, so then you can at least be stimulated a little while I explain the concept of time zones. A lot of you might be rolling your eyes, but seriously, the demographic that plays this game would be the type that would be gawking at the idea of even what a time zone is. So all I have to do is just complete this. I don't have to win. So and considering how close I am to the top, that means he won't bug me again for the rest of the day. So, originally, all the way back in 2008, I had set my account because I live in Australia. I have since literally 2000. So because of that, my closest time zone is Asia, which is Western Australia's time, which isn't too far off. It's just an hour or 2 hours, depending on if DST is on or not. And it's off, so it's just an hour behind now. So, I mean, it's a little bit helpful. This is also what Japan's time is, so whenever they do something that's important, like Nintendo Directs, it's very easy to tell what the time is. since my other two clocks are UK and America, so I've kind of used up my clock capacity and I don't exactly want to shove more things onto my desktop, so it's just useful to have this be the Asian time, even if it is incorrect. I would like it to be my time, but to factor every single person in the globe while this was a big thing would, considering how they've managed this game thus far, would be a bit concerning. Let's just say that. Even I would agree that's just kind of silly, so to group everyone into 3 time zones depending on your general location around the globe, if you're east, west, or middle, makes a bit of sense. So let me just make something clear. Most of the people playing this game nowadays are in the American time zone, and that's why they changed it so that only America's time zone are what new accounts get. So that makes sense. I'm a minority. Makes sense. Makes complete and utter sense. Thing is, though, you can't assume those people are going to completely abandon the game if situations come up like the current situation that shall not be named, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already heard it to death. Actually, that's not funny. And yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody needs to hear it again from me. So it's understandable, okay? It's completely 100% understandable that, you know, things would happen in this way. I had gotten Kinz Chat Plus all the way back in 2008 or 9, I don't particularly remember exactly, but it was definitely around then, because that's when the room, like, the room amounts in both Kinz Chats were equal. Kinz Chat Plus only has like 3 rooms now, 2 of which they recently added because fan demand. One of them was a favorite room that I enjoyed as a child. So nowadays, if you logged into the site for free, you would receive an American account. The other 2 have been left on the site in case those accounts that do have them want to come back, but they haven't updated anything. I can't get into Kinz Chat Plus because it says it's currently closed. Yet on American accounts, the schedule, and this is for everybody that says this, the schedule says this. I want everyone to start wheezing. This is the culmination of 15 this game is turning 15 in about 2 weeks. 15 years of development. The culmination of 15 years of maintenance, updates, and everything, and they still cannot update this board for everybody. Of course, this is true if you're an American account, but not me. I've sent this to them as well, 3 times. Even with a private video explaining as such, they have not responded ever once. Not once ever to this, ever once at all. Never, ever once, 0, nada, zilch. You can kind of get where I'm going with this, can you? Combined with the fact that you can't visit people's houses anymore because of the code update they did, so then everything can try to live longer. You can kind of see where I'm at with this. This is why my opinion of this game is kind of in the weird spot of, I care about it, but it's like, it does all the stuff that's very hard to make you care about it. Because this is closed for all the way until 9 o'clock. No, not even, I don't think. Not even 9 o'clock. It's closed until about 11 o'clock. 11 a.m. let me make it clear that when you are an American account, it is open all day. So let's go over time zones for a little bit. I'm going to specifically talk about something. In Australia, daylight saving time is off because we are about to go into winter. Our seasons are opposite of America's seasons, and we also look at seasons by month rather than certain dates or weeks or something. So when it's June 1st, it's winter. Obviously the weather doesn't follow that. Sometimes it'll be early, sometimes it'll be late, but grouping the months is essentially how it works. There's even a website that tells you this. So in Australia, whatever months are generally considered in weather to be summer, winter, whatever it is, flip it down here and just make it the entire month of 3. So June, July, August is winter. September, October, November is spring. So up there, obviously, those are reversed to be whatever they are supposed to be. And let me just mention, so currently in America on the 10th of April 2020, it is 3 a.m. our time. For them, let me just look at the EST clock I have here, it would be nearly 2 p.m. So if I were to chat with an American account for whatever reason, because hey, we're all on the internet nowadays, and most of the people who play this game now are old enough to be talking with people from other time zones. And even kids were doing this unwillingly, so you can't, like, unwillingly knowing if it was someone from America. So you can't just say it's stupid to be talking with someone from far away when this whole area is kind of designed to do that. So currently it's nearly 3 in the morning for Asia, which is nearly 4 here because I'm very dumb and have gone over this for literally an hour. But I just want to make it clear what you're dealing with this game. Why, you're kind of lucky if you did avoid it. So, reminder, this is out from midnight here in Australia, or Asia, I guess. Here in Australia, Asia, it's completely barred access in Kinz Chat Plus from midnight to 11 a.m. That is, let's rewind the clock a little bit. So from 10 a.m. EST to 8 p.m. EST, it is completely impossible for an American account to be chatting to an Asian account within that period of time. That is literally the entire day. That is the daytime to the afternoon to the evening. Americans can only talk with Asian accounts when they're literally about to sleep. You tell me how utterly stupid that is. And why you're kind of lucky if you did avoid it in the beginning. Because this is the level of competence the site has. They won't even let you chat with any of your friends if they're overseas for literally the entire day because they're that incompetent, they forgot to update the time parameters on this. Literally, when they're so focused on trying to advertise the game to people and people can't even talk to other people without having to rely on Reddit or Discord servers. I play the game for different reasons, so I'm not fully annoyed, but I want to make this known, and definitely I'm going to send this out because this is I've idled for too long. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that goes on in this game. And then they will shove this in your face while they're trying to get money back because no one's buying anything in their video game because their video game is that, like, it's not the right word to say malnourished, but their game is that malnourished of any attention and proper maintenance that it really should receive, instead of maintenance like, oh, we updated the wheels yesterday, and then we put in a whole bunch of items yesterday, instead of fixing the literal held up by sticks portion of the rest of the website, because we're so focused on getting all of our old users back to actually play on the site, when those old users can't actually talk to anybody else for extended periods of time because of your own lack of attention to detail. You tell me what you think of that. No, really, I actually do want to hear it. I really don't care how long it takes you to listen to this whole thing. I don't even know how long it'll take me to edit it. But it's important, okay? So anyway, I'll have Chimpy stare into your faces until the end of time. See yous.